guess. Hopefully this is all working. Who knows? It says I'm here, but who knows if I'm there or nowhere. Yeah, this is gonna be a short one. I guess it's whatever is what weather front that's coming through. It's wiped out my energy, so I don't have energy to answer questions or anything. Yeah, I was gonna answer a question. I can't even answer questions. Just get barked at by Priscilla because she wants treats handed to her every half an hour, every couple minutes. Give me something. Feed me. I'm part of the world elite. Guess he runs the place. Could also be world release. Doesn't mean the world's gonna be released from its sanctions and all of that. There's definitely some kind of through the weather is definitely some kind of energy release, but doesn't mean that we're out of the woods just yet. There is a front coming through this. There was a hurricane was going to come here, but it's not because it just kind of made no sense how to get over here. Well, it's supposed to go through. I forget is this no way to get over here? I don't know what they're talking about. But they were just being over. They got nothing else to do, just weather people. Sometimes they're right, but it's like channeling. Most of the time you're wrong anyway. Okay, so it's a prediction at least. Priscilla's here. Yeah, she's not on that. Fritzy can get kind of dangerous. Tearing the place apart. She kind of owns the place, so that's why. You guys they both do. They're becoming more human. So I haven't told that comment in my price sessions. Schedule. We have a shop here. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, you definitely get a vibe that they're. I see that more with Fritzy and Priscilla. The human, and the more they're around us, the more they act human in some ways. She just did a little bit of that right now. Get my attention, kind of like a spoiled brat, but either way, so I did human overall. Of course, we get some energy from them, or like Olympic runners or people that enjoy running. Some of them have a cheetah or some kind of feline connection there. So, of course, we have we have the DNA. Obviously, I have DNA of like everybody. You don't hear about the pigs very much. We're coming out with a new book, a resource book. I think it has the pigs in that one. A little bit like our DNA is going to do the mice, the pigs, insects. Just a little bit of a run through on that. I haven't put that email out there for set us up for pre-order. I have another book also for December, just little short ones. Just like come up with these subject matters and just throw it. Especially when I'm at work, I got nothing better to do. I can't do anything, so I just start, putting the subject matters out there. So I'm still working when I'm working. So, but yeah, like animals, yeah, of course they learn from us. Of course, depending on the cat or the dog or wherever, they start, becoming more human-like in a lot of ways, or demanding. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of connections to Sirius, the canine. Where people are very dog-like, you can say, socially, but also physically. Our bodies are, we're just a little bit of everything. Just that's why things are so chaotic. So I mean, there's always gonna be hybrids, but our hybrids just, yeah, it's just so much stuff. It's hard to handle it. It's like we're like, I guess the human is almost being human is almost like being a human nuclear bomb. It's like it's well, it can be toned down and used properly, like a power plant or something efficient, or it can be manipulated and just blow up. Especially those people that bring all these attachments onto them and just, but as I said, people that have their darkness or their demons. That's not. I don't know. If you have your demons puppet, using you as a puppet, yeah. It's one thing having your demons and having your vices is one thing, but when you're a puppet to your demons, and many are, that's nothing to be proud of. Yeah, if you have your demons and inner battles, but you kind of have like you're still in control. That's a good thing. Of course, that can get kind of out of hand, but still. But everyone's gonna have a version of that. But when you have your demons just using you as a puppet, people are just not. You're not going to see that on the evening news. It'd be nice if you did. Hopefully, it'd be less people. How many people are possessed? Have the weekly news. These are the amount of people possessed this week. At least it'll put it out in the public, and maybe they'll try to, I don't know, do something about it. I don't think medical subscriptions, that can make it worse, actually. If you're too drugged up. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 'cause some of those drugs can cause, holes in your chakras and things like that, so beings can attach to you and stuff like that. Yeah, things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of funny, actually. So the world release energy, yeah, that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods just yet, no, but we're definitely, I've been feeling more alien connections recently. It's been quiet today, actually. Versus just, man, imagine the amount of people possessed here is, I don't even want to think about it. It's high. I mean, of course, you have the NPC people, but then you have the NPC / well, the possessed people causes a lot of the NPC stuff. They turn you into a machine or a robot to, puppet. And if you're trying to fit in something like that, or now is a person like too weak to fight these things? Yes and no. If you don't care what other people think, you're more likely to fight it. But for you are trying to fit in constantly, or it's also a process of the soul too. It's like you gotta go through this stuff. You gotta go through your low points and be controlled and all of that, and go through abuse due to your own darkness, etc. So not everybody has to go. Everyone has a point, and some point. It's just seeing it. It's never, it's not fun. So it's brutal. Well, especially with those that feel like they're on the right path and they're not. If they have all these attachments and stuff like that, they feel like they're fitting in and everything, but they have a lot of screwed up vices that don't make a whole lot of sense. So it's a life of taking the wrong turn. But that's the point of this place. So this is kind of an extremist planet, as you can see. So all right, we're going to let's see, we're doing a lot of Palladian stuff. Definitely their presence here. We're going to some of the, we kind of switch around a little bit. Let's try the Zetas at first. Just points of view. And then they feel like the felines, I haven't really connected to them too much. Of course, the cats are here like all the time. Like, not, like cat crack. And then maybe somebody else after that, just for a short message here and there. the Zeta just get their perspective of our controlled environment, parasites, and whatever else they have to say, because they're very similar to us in a lot of ways. We have a lot of robot people here. They might not acknowledge it. Of course not. Okay, all right. Most things, here we go. Grease you, the Zetas. Send you energies based part of the Zeta collective. It's the human. Well, humans here, as those that are going through their galactic awakenings, are healing their racism they've dealt with as different alien races, and just discerning who they are, what their beliefs are, and healing their connections with the reptilians. It's like, especially have worlds that have been attacked by reptilian beings. It's kind of like you're making peace with it, confronting it, understanding where it came from. Because your soul can be fractured. Fractured during a war, and so sometimes you're pulled into a world like this, and yes, used as a slave until you're ready to free yourself from it, depending on what happened there. And there's a lot of slave mentality here on the planet without it's going. You see that those that are hero worshiping, because so worlds that get conquered and ruined. Sometimes your soul can get pulled into where the conquerors are, and this is one of those planets. It's like this is where their headquarters is. Part of it. And so, pieces of a soul come in. It's become NPCs or animals, or become something part of this reality, and yet they can't free themselves. They're here as okay, now I'm a tree. Now I'm a human. I don't really know how I got here. Those things do occur. And you're part of this awakening is something you come from other versions of Earth. There's just different sides of evolution. Yes, on a higher level, yes, your higher self, your higher being, yes, what's occur? It's part of the soul's progress. Well, it's like you're walking into a construction site, and you're not exactly wearing all the safety stuff. You're not being careful, and if something happens, you get pulled into the situation. Look at it that way. Also, you can get warnings, get off this planet, get out of here, and you're not listening to it, or you just feel like you can handle it. It's all different, or you just have no idea, and you just, everything's fine and everything is not fine, and you end up on a planet like this. So it's all about soul progression, though. So incarnating here has different forms of it. As you know that you feel like you have it's all planned out, depending on what level. On the highest level of your soul evolution, yes. But at your level, sometimes no. You have no idea. I mean, yes, there is a higher plan. There's always a higher plan. But your soul, it doesn't always. It's like you're on, the merry-go-round, or you're on the roller coaster of existence. Yes, you go to one planet to the other until you realize you're being shifted around without your say. So on a higher level, it was to happen. On your level, you just have to figure it out. It's kind of being pulled into one bad relationship to the other, similar to that. Why you end up in the family that you do, and so on. It's like your human self, the soul that you're in now, has to wake itself up. Many versions of waking oneself up. Yes. Well, some do sit in the victimhood for some time. Yeah, it's very complicated when you think about it. It's simple but not complicated. Just different ways of looking at how you incarnate here. It's like you feel like you have a mission here, but when you get here, it's like yes, good guys are turning into the bad guys all the time here. It's part of the soul progression. Those that are sent here to help end up not helping, sometimes making it worse. It's becoming the problem. And that's why some of you are sent here to counter that, to bring an alternative to those that want to free themselves from the system. And he also showing it's not as wonderful, it's not as it's just not the rose-colored reality some would like it to be. And yeah, because the rose-colored reality is usually where the manipulation is. Of course, there's higher levels where there is peacefulness, but even there, you still have to be aware of your environment. You can still be pulled in by tricksters, not as much as here. But there you're a little bit more aware of it. Here it's just you're in the movie theater and you are part of the movie. And just like when they say don't open up that door and you open it, because you're part of you're in this. It's hard to see it all, and some people might see it around you, but it's hard for you to break free because you might have a connection to somebody in on a higher level. It's good, but here they're not good for you. And many do run into that a lot. That's how you learn. We learn what kind of world this is, because many aren't quite understand what kind of planet this is. Some feel like it's all fine, dandy, and yes, there's parts of that, but there's also another. It's like a kind of like a trap energy. It just traps souls here too. It has a little bit of it's a warning center on so many different levels. So, but it can bring the ugly side, but also your positive side can actually get strong. Well, you get wiser. You get stronger and wiser. Instead of just more higher frequency, you get just wiser with that frequency. How to manage it, how to protect yourself, and so on. Just because you're at a higher frequency doesn't mean you're out of the woods. Just some of you know that. I actually attract more attention energetically than you might realize. Yes, and the tests can get more challenging and you're not even realizing, I'm at a higher frequency, everything will be fine. And for some cases, some are fine that way because they're not really doing anything anyway. Some are living life in the safe zone. They're not really, some of them are just kids. They're just not gonna, they're just, but as some of you want to mature, you go into more unsteady waters under, like you're a ship's captain of your reality and you test yourself. Now I'm at this level, what can I challenge myself? And not always happens, but there is, even if you go through all it, as long as you get through the storm and find your way out of it, you don't give up on yourself, you'll make it through. Yeah, you go through it, yes. So there's a lot of trickster frequencies. Doesn't mean they're the strongest, but they go after those that are very weak-minded and just those that aren't, and they cause difficulties in your energy field. They can be kids, they can be family members, friends, whoever it might be, strangers. Just to kind of derail you. It is like a game, yes. But a game of choice. Even if you don't feel like there is no choice, there is a version of it. So, grease you with the other few lines, send you energies. With the Lyrans, we're also connected to Sirius. So one of the reasons why you're not told everything you need to know is, yes, you have to go through it to know. Go through life situations so that experience gets embedded into your energy frequency. Now you might receive the warnings from others, you might not listen, because there's a part of you that wants to find out more. As you make a bad decision, it's like, how else am I gonna know? And also sometimes there are some redeeming reasons for it, like you're there, you might go in the wrong direction, but there is a reason for it, like you're there to others, find themselves or give them a chance to be a better person, whatever it is, and they just continue to be a horrible person. You have your reasons of kind of just making a bad decision, but, and then you jump ship before it all falls apart. So you'd be surprised. Many do have your reasons why you make the choices that do that. Maybe not exactly the best. It's just it does help you. It does make you better, and it just and yeah, those that are feel like they need to do, you know, you know, when you have lifetimes where like you come up from poverty a great deal, then you're sometimes when you connect to a friend or a romantic relationship, that's like you're finally finding a life raft. You feel like you can breathe and feel like you're alive. Yeah, almost sometimes treating that person like a god because they felt so much in suffering. So that's where a lot of that comes from when you might put people over yourself. It's like you go through your own internal suffering and it's just and that really comes from past life traumas really or current life traumas. So it's just you can go about making decisions blindly because of that. But that's when you bring more service to self, always more self-conscious that you still matter, because selfish in a good way though. So selfish in a way, there is positive selfishness, preservation of yourself, which is hard to, you hear about do good deeds, that's great, but you can do so many good deeds, you're just depleted and you have nothing left of yourself. Even like spiritual work, some people feel like they need to do that and help others, and they kind of wear themselves out and not learn their own lessons with their they teach others, but they can't learn it themselves. So they just haven't quite, it hasn't quite fit into their existence how they can bring their own teachings to themselves yet. They can channel it, but they can't necessarily add it to their experience. Yeah, that's a rough one. So why are the animals here? A lot of them, as you probably heard, have been through what you've been through to some level, not exactly like this. It's like, the Earth, human consciousness decided to take it to a whole new level of manipulation. And you say the universe, like, will send our animals to our beings to help you through this. We won't show up as human. I mean, there'll be humans here, yes, but we'll bring the elephants and the lions, tigers, and the bears to help you through all of this. So you have your alien families here, just not known on a conscious level. And it is very alien here when you look at it, especially in the oceans. That's where you get more the probably most bizarre beings. You have insectoids that are very strange, but the ocean dwellers, the sea creatures can be very out there. And then you make them humanoid, which they are here human to some level. A lot of mantis beings like to work on electronics and things like that. And sometimes they have bulging eyes, sometimes. But they like playing the human, but they try to be efficient to help human. Everyone's does it here to assist. Try to add their contribution to assist in your soul it's like your soul progression. It's like the soul is being operated on. And during that, they're trying to make, all the beings here are trying to make it as efficient as possible. Yes, you have your hiccups, but it's also an adventure. I mean, so this is where it gets kind of strange, because there's different levels of incarnating. There are those that are spectators just watching. Like, they don't have to go through a lot of this stuff. They can help fix things, they can be a church preacher or something, but they're pretty outside the lines of chaos. And others of you incarnate into the chaos and go through life's, that's when the people look at you and it's like, man, it sucks to be you type of energy. Not to put you down or anything, but it's like, wow, that person always this and that happened. Well, somebody has to turn, to turn the pot. Now, some would just do that because they're addicted to chaos. And others do it because they're here to make a difference, and it's in the battleground. This is where the war is. And you get energetically shot. And more to it. Now, some might feel that also, but you can be still a spectator and get an energy hit too. It all depends on what you're, and sometimes, yeah, you walk out into the battleground a little bit, it's like, well, this is too much, and you step back, but still, just stepping out into that, you can feel a lot of life's tests. So, but some need to incarnate to go deep to make any difference and change. It's kind of like being a deep diver, but your oxygen is not much, and you have always sharks and things coming after you. But you're here to, yeah, make a difference. Of course, this is not for everybody, especially when you can't see everything. There's a lot of fog around you. Well, because you're going deep into the consciousness. It's like underwater, it's like deep diving. Go further into the ocean where it's all cloudy, but that's where you need to go to make a difference. That's why you're located where you are. Somebody's like, why are you located in that place where everyone's nuts? That's where the battle is. And you can't leave either, no. You need to be where you are to make a change, because you're in a place that probably a lot of people wouldn't want to be, but it's like, yes, it's chaotic, but it can bring out, and others are like, I don't know why you're there. I'm away out in another country. I'm safe and doing it great, and you're here with the sharks, surrounded by, they're trying to bite you, trying to take you down. And there's like, well, it's not for everybody, but you are there for a reason. It's not just there for you're not there to torture. Usually not. Most likely not there to torture yourself, but some just can't help it. They just fall into the sea and just get devoured. But some of you literally have to go in swimming with sharks. You have no choice to make any type of difference. Even say things people don't want to hear. It's just the way it is. To shift the Earth algorithm, the society algorithm, get people talking, you can say, to some level. That's a whole nother level, though. All right.